Hello. So for this video, going to talk about the natal sun, the fourth house. So the fourth house being the house of Cancer, the house of the home, of nurturing, of deep emotions, the unconscious mind. It makes someone rather introverted unless like other parts of the chart say otherwise. It makes them very, very tied to family affairs and really having a big dream of creating a big family and owning a big house and um, becoming respected as a leader among the family, right? So it really creates a person who loves tradition and who will somehow invest efforts in preserving them because the fourth house also rules ancestry and the past. So they're connected to the past. So yeah, so the fourth house is all about roots. So the home and family, where the individual is born, having the brightest object in the sky, the sun, illuminating this house that tends to all these affairs. It tends to bring prosperity in the latter parts of one's life. There's this like steady progress, right? So they plan for the long term, and they can take small steps to slowly get there. So aside from that, it just really gives a lot of pride in their roots, and that plays like a very important role in their self-esteem. It's almost like their identity can somehow be taken more from the family than from the individuality, as opposed to like a first house son, right? There can also be some legacy coming from the ancestors, and they can have like this big role in like trying to. Sometimes there are people who like have this role in, with of course like with other parts of the chart in resolving ancestral karma or trauma, excuse me. Um, so the fourth house also rules the less dominant parent or the parent who stays at home. Traditionally the mother, but these days it's changing. So um, the the presence of the fourth house here can either make a very dominant mother or a father frequently present at home during the native's childhood. So if there's a harsh aspect like an opposition at 180 degrees or 90 degrees, a square with Pluto, the father might have even died during the native's early years or abandoned the family or something. So it makes the mother kind of the raiser of the family. So also it makes the native very interested in the tradition of the family and of their birthplace and the nation. So they'll invest a lot of time and effort learning about these things. So yeah, that's one thing. So also it can create an interest in real estate because it rules the home. The fourth house rules in real estate, so people can also agriculture, anything connected to the land. So they can have success in careers that are related to that. There's also a high possibility for these people to receive land and houses from their ancestors and become rich selling them. Another possibility is that the native receives a ready business that his ancestors have been running for a long time, like a restaurant or something like that, like something that stays in the family. So yeah, so for people like that, like this, a solid foundation is very important, a very important priority. They really need to feel like they're the kings of their own castles and create a nest for their offspring. It's like family is so important for them, like, and also like I can't preach it more that like it just creates a very introverted person. It creates someone that really wants to stay at home and doesn't really feel the need to go out. I mean, it's not to say that they're just gonna like never accomplish anything in their life, but like it can be the opposite. Sometimes their home lives are so good that just goes up to the midheaven in the opposite part of the chart. Yeah. So if there's any malefic planets that are adversely affected by this sun in the fourth house, you have to be careful to not be over dominant towards your family. You might be thinking that you offer them stability, but cutting the wings of your youngsters might induce traumas, probably of the same type that was transmitted from the parents to that person. So it's all about breaking the pattern. So like a big theme in this can be breaking the pattern, the family pattern. So what else? So I guess another thing that like the fact that it does rule the unconscious mind would mean that these people are usually very emotional, very very intuitive, very like in line with the undercurrents of the emotional undercurrents, the psychic undercurrents. All right, I feel pretty complete with that. So stay tuned for my next video of Sun in the fifth house. Thank you.